Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jill, and this video is part 3 of a series that I am doing, which is Healing Porn Addiction for Men. If you haven't watched part 1 and 2, please close out this video. It's important that you watch the videos in sequence as I guide you through different things that I feel are important for you to know. So in parts 1 and 2, we were not taking any outward action to change anything in our outer world. Today, we are taking action. This is where we begin to take steps into becoming more aligned to who we are and letting go of this thing that has a hold of us. So, the first thing, which is probably the most obvious thing, which is getting rid of all the porn paraphernalia that you have inside your home, on your electronic devices, deleting all of that, apps, websites, just removing anything that might be tempting to for you to seek out. The most important thing to me, which is what we learned in part 2, which is observation and awareness, and I like to call that a tool. So going forward, activating and implementing the observation and awareness tool. And this is a deeper dive than just getting rid of things on the outside, because it's not truly dealing with what's going on the inside. So this is where this tool is helpful. When you journaled, what did you notice? What were your patterns? When are you reaching for porn? What are you feeling when that's happening? So the next time this occurs inside of you and you get that desire, can you stop yourself just for a few moments and observe, what am I feeling right now that's causing me to reach for that? Am I feeling angry, lonely, stressed, hurt? And can you sit with those feelings just long enough to let them pass through? Maybe you still wind up seeking out the porn after. That's okay. This is a process. There's no judgment here. But this is you really fine-tuning into what is going on inside of me. What is causing me to do this? This has become a pattern and a way of being that you no longer have to relate to. So can you slow down, just sit with the uncomfortable feelings and not take action? And then the next level is, what might be causing the stress, the anger, the loneliness? Are you at a job that is no longer aligned to where you're at in your life? Are you working with a boss or coworkers that are not aligned to who you are? Now, while no situation may be perfect, you should still be at least in resonance most of the time and at peace with the people, places, and things that you're involved in. So that would be another thing to examine. Maybe you can continue to journal when you're noticing these things, as you're doing these pauses to evaluate what you're feeling before you take action back into porn. Start jotting down. I came home today and I really had an awful day, and I'm feeling like this more often than not. Maybe, again, it's then taking the next action, which would be, do I start putting my resume out to start looking for another job? Maybe you're in a relationship with someone that God never intended for you to be with. So journaling about that. Maybe the next action piece would be starting to unravel from that relationship. And I realize if you're married to this person, that's a longer journey, separating legally, emotionally, and assets, But at least in the awareness of this might be the next action that I need to start taking. Do you have friendships in your life that are really no longer resonating with you? You feel drained hanging out with them, stressed. Maybe you're putting in more. Maybe things that they're doing you're no longer aligning with. Can you start pulling yourself back from these situations and people? Maybe you yourself are doing things and engaging in things that just no longer resonate or feel good to you anymore. Journal about those things. Start taking small steps to removing yourself from those situations. Again, this is, we can use this tool in every area of our life, but there's a trigger point that's happening inside of you, and this has become a coping mechanism that you release this stress, frustration, and anger. When I really want you to look in, and maybe there are some outer changes in your life, again, with people, situations, and places to start shifting out of. And then also what's going on inside. But I'm finding often it's when I'm out of alignment with things in my outer world, it can create dysregulation inside of me. So just doing that alone is already going to be helpful to you. Learning when you're on your own, coming back to that space that we do in meditation together, where we open up and relax our stomach and chest and really allow the peace and healing energy to come into us. And that's a beautiful space to be, because there you're not reaching out trying to find something to satisfy that intimacy that's lacking, because the one thing in porn that is lacking, emotional intimacy. And your soul is being activated right now, that feeling space. And so the porn is no longer satisfying you. It may be a temporary physical relief, but the soul requires so much more. And if you can get those two, the natural desire for sex aligned with the soul, it can be a so much more beautiful experience. Some of you never even learned emotional intimacy growing up, and that's okay. You can learn intimacy with yourself. It starts with you first, coming back into that space inside of you, really evaluating, journaling. Who are you? I mean, truly, not just the gifts, maybe observing that as well. The gifts that God's giving you and the calling that you have on your life. Of course, those things are important too. But you, with the you that came here as a little baby without all of those things, good or bad, that we define in our human acknowledgement. Who knows what good or bad truly is anyway? But in your soul, who are you? Because that, remember from part one, that's what God looks at. Your heart, your soul, the creation that God made you to be. And this is not to discount our bodies. Our bodies are a beautiful thing. But the body operating on its own in just pure biological, instinct is just the vessel. This body will no longer be with us. At some point, the body will go, the mind will go, but the soul will remain. And the best space to be in, the best place to be in life is the mind, the body, and soul all operating with each other in agreement. And again, this is a lifelong journey. I would love to support you on your journey. If you'd like to work with me, please, pull up the description box below. The information will be there. And this is something I've been fine-tuning in my own life, and it's a daily process. It's not just, again, any addictive qualities that we have labeled here in our terms. I say it's more of a coping mechanism. But anything, codependency, people-pleasing, operating in our ego, even our appearance, trying to be pleasing to others in our appearance when who are we? We can still love our appearance, we can love our outer bodies, but first we have got to come back to ground zero and come back to the soul, our hearts. So I'm going to do a healing meditation for you, and I'd love for you to stick around with me, and then I will be playing the singing bowl. Thank you again for allowing me and trusting me to be part of your healing process through this 3-part series that I did. I look forward to creating more content for you. If you have any other ideas and places that you might be struggling with in life that you'd like me to create a video or a teaching around, because it all still centers back to coming back to ourselves and being in resonance with our soul. Okay? So find a comfortable and quiet space. You can sit or lie down. Close your eyes and just stretch out your arms and your hands above your head. Stretch out your legs. Really open your body up. Fill the space where you're at. Some of you have been contracted so long, you're so tight, you're so stressed. Open yourself up. Allow God's love and healing energy to flow into you right now. Feel the peace. Feel and be held by the loving peace. Get familiar with this feeling. This is where you want to come to. Anytime you want to reach outside of yourself to people please, to reach for porn, to reach out for intimacy, come back here. It's all within you. It starts with you. That way, when you go out into the world, you'll start identifying and aligning with people that you're around where your body remains in this peaceful state. Anytime you're not, that's an indication you're out of alignment. So as you get closer and aligned to this inner peace, this inner loving space, and listen to your body, it'll start becoming very clear what people, places, and situations that are on the outside are not in alignment with you, because suddenly you'll feel contracted and stressed and exhausted. So feel that peace, feel the healing, loving energy. Keep reminding yourself how amazing you are just because you exist. Remember in part 1, God looks at the heart, the soul, not the outer things that man does. The body is a beautiful thing, but it is here temporarily. Remember that. We can nurture it. We can lead the best lives we possibly can in these bodies, but they will not remain. The soul remains. Find out who that soul is inside of you. Get acquainted with that soul. Love that part of yourself. Ask God to show you who you truly are. What you're here to do on this earth. Ask God to identify every single relationship you're in. Are they there? Are they from God? Are they meant to be in your life? Is the job you're on right now the job for you, or is it time to move on? Bring God into your life. Some of you haven't spoken to God in a long time. Some of you maybe have never talked to God. I truly invite you in during these meditation moments that you're learning to be with yourself. Just have a conversation with God. It doesn't have to be super religious. I chat with God often throughout the day, just real-time conversations. But ask God to show you who you are, to show you where you can make some subtle changes in your life, to bring you into alignment. You are amazing. Men are beautiful creatures on this earth. I love men. You're the protectors and the providers for all of us. We love you. Again, without you, we would not exist as you carry the seed of life in your body. How amazing is that? We need you. We love you. So now I'm going to play the singing bowl. So just sit back and relax and enjoy.